Rantz.
Life and motherhood uncensored.
Welcome back to Mama Rantz with Al
and Allie.
Hey, Allie, how you doing?
You know, I think I'm doing pretty good. We have an exciting week coming up. I guess weekend coming up. So pretty excited. How are you?
I am exhausted, but good. You are gearing up to travel with your little one, and next month I'm going to be gearing up to travel. So this is going to be exciting. We're going to talk today about travel hacks and how we prepare to travel. And I personally travel with my little one on an airplane while Allie travels long distance in vehicles. And so you'll get kind of both sides of the travel hacks here and what works for us. But first, Allie, do you have a mom win or fail this week or both?
So I do have a mom win. Well, I guess it's fail in my eyes to her. But Tootie is very into these little like baby like Nutri-Grain. You find them in like the kids aisle. They have like Elmo or Grover or whatever the hell. I think Elmo maybe is on one. I'm not sure. Or they already say Elmo. But anyways, they're like these little like Fig Newton things. And she fucking loves these things. And she could eat, I'm not even kidding you, probably like 5 a day if I let her. And she'll, walk over to the pantry and she'll start pointing and be like, blue bar, if she wants the blue flavor, or if she wants the pink flavor, it's pink bar. And I'm like, kid, like, you have already had 2 today. Like, I'm capping it. That's it. You cannot live off these things. And so today she completely lost her ever-loving mind. And she flung backwards. I'm like, ooh, I'm getting scared. Like the tantrums are getting real. So I'm like getting so scared that she's gonna crack her skull open, flinging herself back. But I mean, thankfully she hasn't. But yeah, it gets real scary. But anyways, I mean, mom failed because she hated me, but mom win because I stuck to my guns. So
heck yeah.
So do you have one this week?
Oh my gosh. Well, first off, I just want to say B-Man does that. You are not alone. B-Man does that thing where he like throws himself, except he always ends up hitting me or whoever's holding him. And I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah.
My mom win this week was, ever since B-Man was born, I think ever since he was 3 months, we tried to get him acquainted with water. And we have a pool here and he loves it, loves his bath, but has hated getting his hair wet. Like he hates when you wash his hair. He hates being doused, with water. Well, I took him to his first pool class today, his little swim class, and he absolutely loved it. He did amazing. He had a blast. It was so exciting. And I was a little self-conscious because I'm not physically where I want to be looking, but I'm like, F it. This is for my son. I'm totally not missing out on these swim classes. So I put on the cutest bathing suit I had and went out there, and I looked at Matt and I'm like, please, regardless of how I'm going to feel, take a ton of photos, please. Yeah. And he did. Yeah. And I'm really happy about it. I'm not happy about the photos, but I am happy about them at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go with that win this week. That's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to focus on that win and not the failures that are about to come, because my son is completely overtired today because we had everything stacked up. That was probably my fail, is that I had his day stacked up with appointments, and poor things just trucking along, fight and sleep.
Yeah.
And jumping into this, you do a lot of travel by car and I do none of it. So how about you dish your travel hacks and what works for you? And I don't know. I mean, you're brave traveling by a car, because my kid hates the car. So I'm much more comfortable traveling by plane.
Yeah, I feel that, because I mean, Tootie is very much so like she's not with the program when it comes to her car seat. It's pulling teeth a little bit, and but I will say with age it is getting better by better, and I noticed that instead of jumping in the car and immediately grabbing like the iPad, which is what I want to do, put on something for her, I play songs for her and then hold iPad for the very last resort, so that way she's not done with it and I have it in case we need it, but try to grab something that's different and keeps her attention a little bit better, longer. She's more interactive with music anyways. So but yeah, we do a lot of traveling by car. Thankfully our last two bases have been within like 6 hours of home, and our last base, which is where we had Tootie, and so we've never really had the opportunity or had to fly, which I mean, if I'm drivable, I'm driving. And
Mm.
we were just talking about this, and you say I'm so brave for doing car rides, but at the end of the day, like if my kid has a mental breakdown in the car, at least it's just me and my husband, versus in the airport or on the plane and everyone's staring at you like, shut that motherfucker up. And I would just feel like garbage. Like
Oh
I
my
you feel
gosh.
so helpless.
Did you hear about the guy on the Southwest flight that was screaming at the screaming baby? This belligerent passenger is pissed because he's on the Southwest flight. Yes, this happened recently. He's on this
Oh,
Southwest flight next to this baby, and this baby is a young baby having a mental breakdown, as babies do. Especially sometimes, I don't know if they were in air or what, but I know, takeoff and landing is your points where you want to worry
yeah.
about their ears. And this poor baby is crying. And this mother is mortified. You know that she is
Yep.
trying
Absolutely.
everything she can to get this kid. This guy stands up and starts screaming in the face of the lady, in the face of the baby, starts screaming at the baby. The flight attendant is sitting there like, you can't do this. And the passenger screams, well, I'm screaming. The baby's screaming, so I'm screaming. And it's like, yeah, congratulations that you can't handle your own emotions and your
Right.
own self and your feelings and impulses, but you expect a baby to? And all that I could think is, man, I am gearing up for a flight on Southwest in a month. And luckily, nothing like that has ever happened to me. But what in the
Yeah.
world is wrong with this guy?
It's
Sorry,
I
side
get
note,
anxious just
sidebar.
flying, but no, you're good. Like that, like I get anxious just flying when it comes to me and my husband. And I just like the emotions of and the amount of shit that has to come with us, having a toddler is like crazy. I couldn't imagine trying to get all of that on a plane. And
Oh,
I don't it just
oh,
it's
oh.
it's just crazy. That is so stressful in itself. And like I have everything just in my arm's reach. I can climb over the seat if I need it. I have snacks for days in a whole bag that I'm prepared for, like that I'm taking with us on vacation, and all that's right there. And I just, oh my gosh, that's stress. Yeah, that stresses
That
me out.
it is. And we will get into that on those hacks to get everything you needed packed. But yes, I feel you on that. There is definitely pros and cons to being in a car or being in a plane. Now,
Yeah.
where are you guys gearing up? You're gearing up for an adventure, right? Like a nice vacation?
uh, yeah, I would say no, maybe not a nice vacation, but definitely somewhere that I mean, I grew up going to this place, and I say growing up, but like more like later, teens. When I was growing up, it was always Universal, like with my mom, Universal, Busch Gardens, Adventure
Mhm.
Island, those kind of places. And then when I, started, getting a little bit older, teen years, is when I really shifted into Disney, which is where we're headed.
Yeah.
And it's been a hot minute since I've been, and last time I went was when Brent was deployed, and now we have a baby going to Disney, and I am like, oh shit. Like I am just like it's gonna be fine, and we're gonna be there for a cheer competition too for my husband's little sisters, my sister-in-law. So I'm really excited. I've always wanted to go to this cheer competition. So I'm like, we're gonna kill two birds with one stone. We're gonna knock out Disney and be there to support them. So we're super excited. But also like fuck, it's gonna be Disney with a toddler, and my kid is, and I mean it's gonna be exciting, but the real thing that I'm real worried about is like naps, and the reason I am is she is I nap in my bed in the dark with my sound machine on like kind of kid,
Blackout
and
curtain.
she's not a very yeah, she's not a I'm gonna nap on the go, or I'm gonna nap in the stroller, or I'm gonna fall asleep on your shoulder like hanging out. That's not her, and so I'm real nervous, but I'm hopeful, and I'm trying to keep my mindset of it's gonna work out, it's gonna work out, it's all gonna be fine, and you're gonna look back and be like damn, you did that damn thing, and so we're gonna keep pushing forward.
Heck yeah. So previously, when you have traveled in the car, what are some of your hacks or best advice for people that are going to travel with a toddler or a baby in a car for a few hours or, the whole day?
I would say number one is snacks, and make sure you have a oversupply of them, and whatever snack, like one of each of everything, if not more of each thing. Like Tootie is now in a stage where she's specifically for like the past, I would say close to a year now, honestly, maybe asking for like specific snacks. Well, like I would say like last 6 months, like very much so. I want cheese
Ooh.
puffs. I want I want this pink bar, blue bar. I want bunnies and a goldfish. And so it's like if you don't have that one thing, then you think that I'll pack these other ones and I'll leave the goldfish at home. That's the motherfucking snack that she's gonna want. Is those motherfucking goldfish you left and didn't think she wouldn't need them because she hasn't asked for them in 3 weeks.
Yep.
But now all of a sudden she needs them. So,
Yes.
so I would say, pack all the fucking snacks. They have those little, we tried coloring in the car, and that was kind of like a little bit crazy because she wants to color on everything but the damn paper. So there's those little like water wow coloring things where fill the pen with water, and she can go to town on that thing, and it's just water. So she colors on the seat, it's not a big deal. Colors on herself, her face, her hair, whatever, it's not a big deal. You don't gotta clean it later. We love listening to music. And of course, like iPad, playing Miss Rachel. She's very into Frozen right now, so playing like Let It Go, soundtrack, the whole Frozen soundtrack, the movie, just stuff like that. It's I feel like it's crucial having enough shit to do, and especially how long the road trips can be, and that's kind of intimidating too. Like the longest we've ever been in the car with her has been 6 hours, and that is a lot. And thankfully now we're only like 3.5, but still like 3.5 hours from home. But still, I mean, I'm thankful that it's getting shorter, but I mean, still 3 hours in a damn car with a toddler who does not want to be there. So
Yeah. I feel you on that, man. My son used to love the car. He used to fall asleep in the car. I used to get in the car to drive to get him to fall asleep. And now
oh my gosh,
my son does not want to be tied down in any way, shape, or form. And I've gotten some reprieve playing Miss Rachel, which I thought to myself, I was one of those naive parents that was like, no, I'm going to let my kid be bored in the car, and I'm not going to have to bring my tablet. And then that lasted for the first like 5 meltdowns. And finally, when I was alone, I was like, no, this isn't happening. I literally duct taped my Apple iPad to the back of the headrest to play Miss Rachel to calm my child down.
Yeah.
Man, the struggle is real. So I commend you on that. Do you do anything like, do you have like spare blankets for her just in case, or do you sit in the back with her? Is that easier? I mean, what do you normally do so that you can easily like be handing her things or switching out things, or do you just like stop at good intervals? How do you work that out?
I'll kind of bounce back and forth from the front seat to the back seat, and what I notice when I sit back there, it kind of makes her a little bit more irritable, and she wants to get out even more because she sees me sitting there. But when I'm driving and Brighton is sitting in the back seat with her, it doesn't happen as often. She's just chilling back there having a great time with him. So yeah, I'll hop back and forth so she can't see me. And I mean, thankfully, like, my car, I love my fucking car, and it's like spacious enough to where I can just, reach back and I can step, I can literally like stand. I'm not very tall. I mean, we're not very tall, so I can stand pretty much like, I can like walk around the car, like, hunched over and, be good to go. But so it makes it easier to hop back and forth.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't typically stay back there. It just makes it worse sometimes.
What are you doing to prepare for Disney?
Great question. We leave in 2 days and I still don't fucking know. So
Isn't that true?
I mean, I have, a large snack bag, prepared. I'll make sure like the iPad is prepared, but thankfully, I mean, it's not too bad of a drive. It's only 3 hours. But like, I'm more so just worried about, her napping and, hoping for the best and just making sure I have fucking snacks. And she's in a very like, I need to drink out of a specific cup thing.
Oh,
and she'll literally ask for pink water, pink water, pink water. And I'm like, fuck, I only have your fucking blue one right now. And so I'll just be like, oh, like I have the blue one today. And like, make it all exciting. And
the blue one's frozen.
Yeah.
It's Elsa's cup, honey.
I know. I try to pull out all the damn stops, and literally there's been one time where it did not fucking cut it. It did not cut it. The blue cup didn't cut it. And thankfully I had like a extra water bottle in the car, and she drank out of that no problem. But so now I gotta make sure I have like 6 different cups with us, because who knows what she's gonna ask for in that moment. And I'm trying to make this Disney trip as peaceful as possible.
Isn't it true? So I heard we kind of compiled a list, you and I, thinking about what you might need for Disney. And obviously one of them was to plan out things on the app. And you were telling me something really cool that I had no freaking idea about. So tell us, tell the listeners about what they have at Disney for toddlers that you can go relax in.
Yeah, that's are we talking about the baby care center?
Yes.
Or are you talking about okay, yeah. Yeah, those I follow a couple different Disney vloggers, and one of the couples has children, and so that's super beneficial. And I never thought that we would, be going to Disney, as soon as we are, and it just kind of like fell in our laps, and we took advantage of, the Florida resident, pass holder thing. So we're like, fuck it. Like we can spend, $300 to go for 3 times or annual pass holder and get $400. But anyways, so we're doing that. So now, and she's free. So yeah. So then I went back and watched all these vlogs about, Disney, the animal. I mean, they might as well be animal shit. The baby care center, and they have like nursing rooms like that, doors closed, and there's rocking chairs in there. They have TVs in there. They have like waters, like necessities that I think you can purchase, I'm pretty sure. And then they have like changing tables, and it's air conditioned. So if you need to freaking take, Jimmy Joe or, Barbara in there to get some cool down and, have a nice place to, nurse, or, they have bottle warmers in there too, I heard. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, we're super excited to, hopefully utilize that. Yeah. And then, they also have a thing called Rider Swap, that, if Tootie's not big enough to go on a certain ride, or we think that she might be a little scared, one person, whoever's in the party, like mom, dad, whoever, you can go wait in the regular line. And then when you're done, they scan like your little magic band or whatever, your ticket, and then the parents will swap, or whoever, guardian swaps, and then you get to go through like the fast lane and then not wait at all. So
that's
for like
amazing.
The second person. So that, I know, it's pretty freaking cool. So one parent gets to wait out there with the kid and not trap them in the line. So yeah,
that's
great.
amazing.
I'm excited to do that.
I was really excited to hear about that when we were looking up our information for our blog post. And
Yeah.
I'm sure our listeners will be excited to know that you volunteered to take a few like videos for hacks over there, or just to show
Yes.
kind of how it's been. I'm going to pinpoint what they have at these baby care facilities: private nursing rooms with rocking chairs, changing rooms and tables, restroom facilities, feeding areas with high chairs, kitchen and microwave sink, a main room with a television, table, and seating, and an on site shop offering formula, baby food, juice, diapers, wipes, sunscreen, and over the counter medications and clothing. I think this is amazing. And to see that
I do
they have
too.
one in every park is like,
Yep.
oh my gosh. And I looked at one of the photos of them, and man, they look so nice.
Yep.
Highly,
Yeah, I definitely plan to stop in there.
I can't wait. Please take a video or some photos or something that we can share,
Yeah,
because I am really excited about it.
me too.
So you said your child has a very strict nap schedule. So what is your plan when you go to Disney for the naps? How are you doing this?
I am just going to close my eyes and hope that a magic Mickey miracle happens, and she either passes out in the stroller, or we're able to take her out to the car and do a little lap around the parking lot, and hopes that she falls asleep, and then park there until she wakes her ass up, and then jump back in. Other than that, I mean, we could always go back to the hotel one of the days. And have her nap there if it like the car doesn't work out. But I mean, it's only 10 minutes away, so I have like plan A, B, and C, and that's how we're rolling.
Hey, winging it is my parenting style. If I had a parenting style, it would be called winging it. Man, nothing will prepare you for how much you have to pack when you have a child. Even just to go to the store.
Amen.
I mean, just to go to the
Facts.
store. The other day, I'm out with a friend and I'm trying to go to the farmer's market and hopefully lunch and maybe Target. So I throw everything in the car. I mean, I get the stroller in the car, I get the quick little hip carrier because the farmer's market isn't big enough for me to bring the stroller. And then I get his
Yeah.
snacks and his stuff for food and the little thing that goes on the high chairs so that he has stuff that he can play with. And I
Yep.
finally get it all in. And then the camera, because I use a camera instead of a mirror to see him while I drive. Get everything
Yep.
set up. I get to the farmer's market. He has a meltdown. I'm like, all right, well, we're just turning right back around. So I got through with the farmer's market, and then I had to take all that crap back out. I mean, it is profound the amount of things that you have to get. And my husband never gets these things. Why is it that my husband is never like, oh, yeah, we should get snacks, or we should get that, or the bib might be good if we're going out to eat? No, like they literally grab diapers and that's it. I'm lucky if he grabs the diaper bag and it's already packed, because I had already packed it with all the necessities.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm going to have diapers and clothes that are in there that are too small for my baby because they haven't been replaced.
Sometimes I'm like, if I just took the back seat for a minute and I just like, let's just see what happens. Let's see how far we get, or let's just see how much of a fucking train wreck this fiasco that we're about to have. Like, sometimes I really wish I could just kick my feet up and just let it play out. But I know what the fucking repercussions are, and I know damn well he is not the one she's gonna want when everything is falling apart. It's gonna be me. So
It's so true. That is so true. It's like you're going to be the one that's dealing with it too. And I remember
yeah.
it was postpartum, and I gave my husband that duty. I think we've talked about this previously, but right after I gave birth, me and Matt went out and he forgot the diaper bag, and our child had a blowout in his stroller. And I was like, this is fantastic. But yeah, why is it? That was my inspiration for our video today. And I'm just thinking to myself, and with an airplane, like you mentioned, the amount of stuff that you have to pack is very difficult to do in the luggage that you're allowed. So to begin with, at
Yep.
least when I have my car or the van, I'm throwing everything in there that I might need under the sun because you never know what the hell you're
Yep.
going to need.
You never know. Oh
Never
my
know.
gosh.
But what I do want to say is from my experience at Disney, I highly recommend people rent out one of those lockers for a day and shove everything into the locker that you do not need or will need later, or is just in case. Throw it in there, forget about it, come back when you need it. And that will definitely lighten up the load of all the crap that you're carrying. I know that nobody likes to
Yep.
spend extra money when you're already spending a lot, but these lockers are really worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing all of your hacks. And if our listeners have any hacks that they want to share, they can comment on our social media or send us an email.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I'm always trying to learn something new. I'm always trying to pick up a new piece of information that'll make my life even that much easier, and make traveling, that much more smooth. So definitely share them if you got
Yes.
them.
And especially, taking your kids on like to an amusement park like you were. I am always looking for tips on that because I feel like there's never enough hacks.
Yeah, there isn't, and I feel like I watch Disney vloggers all the time, and I've watched some of them even like multiple times, and I still there's even watching newer ones too, and I'm always learning something new or something that the park provides, or a quiet place to nap. Like I'm trying to find like on TikTok all these places like, oh, and this part of the park is super quiet, or this part is air conditioned and quiet, and I'm like, oh, that's where I'm going. So
That's
I
amazing.
mean, it's
Yeah.
cool, but definitely reach out and look out different resources in TikTok and or Instagram, YouTube, for all that shit that you can find to
You
make your
may
life
have
easier.
mentioned this, but are you staying on Disney grounds or are you staying off?
I am staying off. Yeah, it's just a hotel that's about like 5 miles from all the parks. Super convenient, but I think it's
Super close.
I don't know
Yeah.
if it's Disney affiliated. Yeah, very close. So that's really nice. And yeah, so we're excited. No,
Is there
no.
a shuttle or are you guys doing vehicles the whole time?
Yeah, vehicles the whole time. And being like annual pass holders, we don't have to pay for parking. So, and I'm like, when I want to jump ship, I don't want to have to wait on a damn shuttle. I don't want to wait on a bus. I don't want to wait on a freaking monorail, a taxi, a freaking Uber. So I'm like, might as well we got free parking. Might as well utilize it, and that way we can jump ship if we need to get her back, to get a nap in, or whatever the hell we got to do. So
Definitely true. I'm going to be excited to hear what you come back with. And I wish you all the wonderful joys without the meltdowns.
yeah, I'm gonna have to, when we're done, to listen back to this and my expectations, and how hopeful I am, and then I hope I'm pleasantly surprised that, like, wow, like I really didn't think she would do X, Y, or Z, or I really didn't think that this would happen, and then she like did it, like magic freaking pixie dust like sprinkled on my baby while we were there.
Gosh, I hope so too.
Hey guys, we didn't realize that one would take a good chunk of time. So we've decided to split up our airport hacks and our travel hacks. So join us next week for some great airport hacks to get you through the airport with your baby or toddler.
If you like what you're listening to, please subscribe and like on your favorite podcast app.
Bye.